The next step to optimizing our WordPress website is to work on caching. Caching on a WordPress website is a process that speeds up page load times by storing frequently accessed data in a cache, which can be quickly retrieved when needed, rather than having to retrieve it from the server every time a user visits your website. When a user visits a cached website, the browser checks the cache first for required files. If found, the website loads faster. It lessens the server's burden by serving cached files instead of generating them repeatedly. Ultimately, caching enhances user experience by providing faster loading times and smoother website navigation. Caching stores web pages, images, and other media on the server. When a user requests a page, the cache data is quickly retrieved and displayed. This eliminates the need to fetch the data from the database and the backend. Benefits of caching include reducing page load times. You can also reduce the server load, and it will improve your website performance. There are different types of caching out there. The first one is page caching. Page caching serves a fully prepared version of the web page so that when somebody visits the website, it can be quickly displayed without needing to be recreated from scratch. The next one is browser caching. When you visit a website, your browser saves certain files so that the next time you visit that site, your browser can use the stored files instead of downloading them again. This helps to load the website faster since the browser doesn't have to fetch all the files from the server every time. Server caching involves storing commonly accessed website data. When a user requests the data, the server can quickly retrieve it from the cache instead of generating it again. When you use CDN caching, the Content Delivery Network will store copies of website files on servers located in different parts of the world. When a user visits the website, the files are loaded from the nearest server, reducing the time it takes for the content to reach them. Object caching is used to save on trips to the database. It stores all of the frequently used website elements in memory for quicker access, making the site load faster and reducing server work. Lastly, we have database caching. This focuses on caching the raw data obtained from database queries, while object caching caches processed and ready-to-use elements on the website. Using a caching plugin on WordPress is one of the easiest ways to improve your website speed. When installed, the caching plugin will store parts of your site, such as static HTML files, CSS files, JavaScript files, and so on. These all would be stored on your server. Every time someone visits your site, they are served the cached version of the site instead of having to wait for your server to load the web pages from the beginning. By storing cached pages on your site, a caching plugin drastically reduces the amount of processing required to serve those pages. Some cache content at the server level, while others leverage browser caching. Let's jump into our WordPress website and see how we can implement a caching plugin. I will be demonstrating one of the free plugins that I had recommended previously. I'm going to go to Add New Plugin, and I will search for W3 Total Cache. You can see this is the plugin that we're going to want to use. This plugin was recently updated. It's compatible with my version of WordPress, and it has great ratings and a large number of people who have provided ratings. I will install this plugin now, and I'm going to activate it. Once you've activated the plugin, you will see that there is a new Performance tab in your sidebar menu. This contains all of the different areas for this particular plugin. You can also go to the Settings area right from the plugin listing, which is what I'm going to do. And this is going to take us to the setup guide. This is our setup wizard, which is going to make it a little bit easier for us to make decisions about the various areas of our website and how we can optimize the website experience by using caching. I will choose to accept that the company collects data so that they can improve their plugin. And from here, we are going to get into the setup wizard area. If you don't want to use the setup wizard, you can go right to the setup guide or access any of these areas. But I do find that the setup wizard is easy and helpful, and it's a great place to start if you are new to using something like this. We're going to go ahead and click next to start the setup. The first area that we'll be introduced to is the page cache. This is going to test how long it takes a visitor's browser to request and receive the first byte of information. Once you run the test, the plugin is going to show you different storage engine options, and you're going to want to choose the one that's going to save you the most time. I will pick Disk Enhanced, which is also the recommended option. Typically, when you're using shared hosting, this is going to be the option that you get, but obviously you can choose any of these other ones if you get a better rating. We'll click the Next button to continue. This is going to take us to the database cache. We'll run the test, and it is going to provide results for us. Most of the time, if you're working on a small to medium website, the MySQL server is going to be able to fetch the data more quickly than the database cache. So it is recommended that you just leave this at none. I will go ahead and do so. I'm going to click Next to move on to the next step. We will run the object cache test. This option allows the plugin to store database queries for dynamic pages and reuse them to improve performance. You can see that the test results that we have are barely different. So none is set to 6.17 milliseconds, and it can only get that to 6.15. Because there is barely any difference, I'm going to leave this at none, and I'll click Next to continue. Now we'll run a browser cache test. As you can see, enabled is checked. This option requests the user's browser to store a copy of the web page for a limited time. Loading the web page from a browser cache is much faster than loading it from your web server's cache. We'll click Next to move on to the next step. This area is image optimization. We already have installed another plugin that is optimizing our images, but this plugin will also allow you to convert your images to the WebP format for better performance. If you want to use this instead of the other image plugin, you certainly could do that, but I'm going to skip this step because I already have a plugin that is handling this part of my optimization. Next, we're at the lazy load section. WordPress now comes with built-in lazy loading for images, but some older browsers may not have support for that. W3 Cache uses JavaScript to add lazy loading for images, which can make them faster and more efficient. So I will definitely check that. And then we're going to click Next. And as you can see, it's going to give us a summary of everything that we've checked. And it's also going to let us know that we can achieve further enhancements by configuring our minifying settings and to set up a CDN. And we would need to go to our general settings, which is also located right here. And we will do that in just a second. This plugin is also recommending that we use the Google Page Speed tool to analyze our homepage and to make sure that the enhancements that we're choosing are going to improve the optimization of our website. I'm going to go ahead and click General Settings to go right to the General Setting area. Some of these things have already been set up for us because of the setup wizard, but if we scroll down a little bit on the page, you will see that there is a section called Minify. The term Minify is used to describe a method that makes your website file sizes smaller. It does this by removing white space, lines, unnecessary characters, and comments from your source code. Typically, you will minify your HTML, your JavaScript, and your CSS. There is a chance that when you minify files, the minification process could potentially break your website. If your website does not look correct, you'll want to turn off these settings, but I am going to enable the minification settings. When I choose to enable this, you will see that I get a pop-up window that is letting me know that I could experience problems. I'm going to click I understand the risks. We have some different options here. You can select to have the minify mode be auto or manual. I'm going to use auto. You can choose where you want the minified cached elements saved. I'm going to save them on the disk. And then you can choose the actual minifier that you want to use for the HTML, the JavaScript, and the CSS. I am simply going to keep the default suggestions checked and move on from that. The other area that I want to draw your attention to is going to be the CDN area. CDNs, or content delivery networks, can help you further improve your website performance by serving static files like images, CSS, and JavaScript from global network servers, which will reduce the load on your WordPress hosting server and improve page load speed. If you want to use the CDN feature, you will need to enable this. You'll also need to select a CDN provider. This particular plugin recommends the Bunny CDN provider. If you do choose this particular provider, you'll need to sign up for a bunny.net account, and then you will have to create a pull zone for your website. A pull zone is basically going to add a host name to the bunny.net CDN, and this particular host name is going to be used to serve static files for your website. Most of the other CDNs are going to work in a similar way, so you will need to look into this and find the right solution for you. Because the CDN is going to be hosting part of your website, you will generally have to pay something for this service. So you would want to do some research and find the best solution. At this point, I'm done making any changes, so I'm going to click Save Settings. And now the plugin is going to be doing the various things that we specified. And this should improve my page performance significantly. Keep in mind that there are other caching plugins out there. They may function in a little bit different of a manner, so it's worth checking them out, testing different plugins to see which one is going to best suit your needs. However, using a caching plugin should significantly improve performance of your website and help it to load more quickly.